Hi there. In this video, I would like to continue talking about some of the basics that simply make sense to me and that really serve us well, I think, in many contexts. What I want to introduce here or remind ourselves of is the concept of sprinting in order to enable this build, measure, learn learning loop. So the idea is when we are in context of uncertainty, of unpredictability, complexity, which we often are in product development, but also in other situations, it doesn't make sense to have a full-on plan years in ahead or even shorter in ahead because we don't know what is going to be valuable once we try things out. We need to sort of, act our way forward. And one way to organize that is to work in sprints, to say we set a certain time aside with a certain goal, like by the end of this sprint, we would like to have a certain feature thing built. That could be software, but it could also be anything else. We want to build something that allows us to have users interact with it. So that actually creates, or we're aiming to create value for users, but we can then also measure if it is actually creating the value and can learn from it. That informs our decisions of what to build next. And the idea there is that we really focus ourselves to what can we, for example, in typical like 2-week sprint cycles, what can we actually build that is valuable enough for users so that we can ship it or we can bring it to users and they can use it. And I find this concept so powerful because it really emphasizes the three stages of like we're building something, then we analyze, we look at our data, we look at our analytics, and we learn how does that inform our decisions of what to build next. And of course, this can also be a bit more messy, like in the beginning of a project or in ideation phase, we might do that very fast, like a couple of times a day where we have an idea, we show it to someone, we sort of learn from the feedback we get and we continue refining our idea. But then the more we get into actually execution phase, it makes sense to structure ourselves around these sprints. So everyone also who's involved knows what we're doing at what time. So here's a friendly reminder to maybe cut down your big project into smaller cycles of when you deal with uncertainty, what can we build that we can get feedback on so we can learn. Have a good week.